It's time for the Coach's Corner Show, presented by Big Z Sports with WJER. Coach's Corner is brought to you by Williams Floorcoverings, Wood Electric, and Sugar Valley Meats.
Bill Hammerstrom here for Big Z Sports and WJER Sports in the Coach's Corner with Dover head coach Matt Rees, coming off a Week 1 victory, 18-7, the final score over Glen Oak. Good game for a coach because you got the win. You got plenty of stuff you can look at. What's your overall summary of Week 1?
One thing we looked for was growth, and that's week to week, day to day. And when we looked from Cheney, we did not play well defensively against Cheney. We did not run to the ball well. And you know, when we look at the defensive performance, we started off slow against Glen Oak, but overall, as I watched the film and the game went on, I felt that we did show some growth from week to week. And so we were running the ball a little better and things like that. So we're looking to continue that growth coming into this week as well.
Now, looking at the field after the victory, it's a Week 1 victory over Glen Oak. Always good to get a win over a Federal League team, no matter what their record was the year before. But it seemed like there were maybe extra hugs for you as your first win as a head. Was that a special moment? Did people seem to think that was a special moment for you?
I mean, whether they did or not, it was a special moment for me. You know, and it's one of those things that you know, I felt very fortunate to have a lot of people around that are close to me, and so whether it was special or not to them, it certainly was to me.
All right, we're dealing with a little breeze here, so we'll edit it all together when we're done. But I was asking you, what are you looking for in Week 2 out of your team after the win over Glen Oak?
So growth. The biggest thing that we're looking for week after week is continuing to grow, and we talked about the growth on the defensive side of the ball, but there's still plenty of room to grow. And we said we started off slow defensively, but started to come together. Offensively, looking for execution. You know, we had multiple times plays that we didn't execute that. You know, we left opportunities on the field, and the same special teams. You know, had some missed opportunities on special teams, and so all assets of the game, all areas of the game, there's definitely room for growth, and so that's what we're hoping to see coming into this week.
I want to talk about the defensive effort, particularly in the second half, because Glen Oak had 9 offensive plays, and 3 punts, no first downs. Can you talk about what changed or what you saw in the second half out of your team?
As the game went on, it really occurred in the first half, and we started playing more man coverage, and so. It was a quarterback in his first varsity start, from what I understand, and so we got to the point where we played a little more man coverage. So trying to throw the ball, hopefully we caused a little bit of confusion maybe, and then you know, from the run game standpoint, getting more hats to the ball, more guys to the ball, and then our offensive staff, our offensive guys did a great job of controlling the clock to essentially play keep away from Glen Oak, because they do have big threats, and so. The more we can keep the ball away from them, especially in those types of games, the better off we'll be.
All right, next season you'll have Ohio Cardinal Conference opponents. So this year you're a typical Dover season. You have to find opponents to fill out a schedule. Do you think you could tell people how you're able to get Maple Heights on the schedule for Week 2?
Yeah, so I actually ran into Coach Washington. Jack Washington's Maple Heights head coach at a function up at the Cleveland Browns facility. Back in March, and so we were talking at lunch, and he had asked, "Hey, you got a Week 2 open?" You know, we have a Week 2, and so I had that in the back of my mind, and so as we went through, and we had been in talks with some other opponents that just kind of fell through, reached out to Coach Washington and said, "Hey, let's go ahead and give it a whirl and play it."
And let's talk about Maple Heights a little bit. Playoff team, just like Dover a season ago, got a win in the playoffs. Talented team. Can you talk about Maple Heights?
Very talented. I've said this is probably one of the most athletic teams all around that I've coached against in my 10 years of coaching. They have from what I understand, 3 Division I commits in the secondary. They play offense a little bit as well. You know, they have a new guy quarterback right now, but both are running and passing threat. The way I view him and the way I evaluate him, he can do both. And so they're a very well coached team, very talented team.
And people who saw your game against Glen Oak, you know, they saw some players go down, come out of the game. Do you want to give just a brief summary of how everybody's doing health-wise?
Sure. You know, we have a couple of our Week 1 starters who are out right now. But, you know, hopefully those are not season-ending. They don't sound like season-ending injuries. And so giving them time to rest and recover and give other guys opportunities.
All right. And special night here at Crater Stadium, as they are going to acknowledge I wore the shirt for a reason, the state champion softball team. I'm sure you'll be busy, but they'll have a parade, and they'll acknowledge them during the game sometime. But as a teacher at Dover High School, coach, alumni, How big was that state championship?
It was fantastic, and then I was able to be at both the final game and the semifinal game, and someone described it as electric, and it truly was. And as a teacher, you see those students every day. They're great students. They're great kids. They have a great coaching staff, and so it was exciting to be able to see, not only for the community but for the coaches and those kids to come away with a state championship.
All right, Dover head football coach Matt Rees getting set to take on the Maple Heights Mustangs on Friday night here at Crater Stadium. Coach, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Bill.
For Big Z Sports and WJER Sports, I'm Bill Hammerstrom.
Thanks for joining us for the Coach's Corner Show, presented by Big Z Sports with WJER. Coach's Corner was brought to you by Wood Electric, Sugar Valley Meats, and Williams Floorcoverings.